What is going on, everyone? I am Braxton, and this is BWC Racing. We're out here in Mason, Texas at KTMSC Rocks for the We Rock event. As always, starting off the first couple videos here being RC to just sort of warm up and maybe give you some information. Now, where we are is a private property. It is owned, like most things out east for rock crawling. It's all private property, it's all owned. And this rock, it is so groovy. Like, the amount of traction at this place was absurd. Like, to the point of people were braking left and right there, and the courses were tough. It was good. It was a good time. Courses were, like I said, they were real rough. RC here, this is the metal car. I'm not sure if it has been in a video yet on the channel, but if not, it is just a custom chassis that I have made. It's got AR-44s, some old low-C Nightcrawler shocks, the Proline Treps, and a 3-gear transmission with a Fusion SE in it. Yeah. There's been some interesting things that I've done with the RC, as in the next video you'll see I did a thing to my G-Speed and come home from Texas, got some parts, and then in a video after all the Texas videos, that was aggressive, there will be some fun changes. And if you're following my Instagram, BWC Racing, you'll see on my story, it's been a while though, I posted about it, and it's something, I'll tell you what. But it's right here is where it happens. No, it's not. I don't remember. But the amount of traction at this place, like, you can even hear it in the RC tires, and you know, RC tires, it's a good indicator most of the time where that if your RC tires have traction, you're probably gonna have a lot of traction in the big cars. But also there's some times, like in Baghdad. Now, I will say this year the rock in Baghdad was it felt like it had much more traction than it did last year. But there were still a lot of times where I was just slipping, and I'm like, what's going on? As where with the RC cars in Baghdad, there is traction like there is here. Not quite as much traction as there is here, but the amount of traction that was there, it was absurd. There were a couple times in Baghdad where I thought I was going to break my RC, but not quite. Kept chugging along over there. Now right here, I believe Kyler is trying to turn around and back through this gate, and then there's 8, 9, and 10 closing into the end here, and it's not an easy gate by any means. I mean, this drop, it's not hard, but like the transfer from 7 to 8, that's what's hard. Now you may recognize the paint scheme on the panels here, as Kyler has a liking for Laser Nut and Cody Wagner's Old Pretty Penny, when it used to look like that back when Randall Davis was driving it. But yeah, so that's roughly painted off of that. Not perfect, but it's good enough, and it looks good when it's just wheeling around like this. When I first started painting it, I didn't like the way it looked at all. Getting in a bind here, don't like that at all. But it's grown on me. It looks a lot better, especially with the stickers that I put on it. It looks much better. Speaking of stickers, I'm going to be working on some BWC Racing stickers for RC, and then I'll work on some for some bigger cars. As you can see there, it's quite a spot right here, and it is just, I did not like it at all. Got about a minute. So we're just gonna do all this. If we're running on the first south timer, you want to do 10 minutes? just sort of moving along here.
We'll do 7 minutes. We've got 2 minutes.
Now there are some issues with this car. A lot of it's shock geometry. I'm gonna go through. I need to fix some tabs on it, so I'm going to change where the front shocks are mounted as well. Hopefully that'll help it out some. Kyler wants to put rear steer on it and a few other upgrades. So, just waiting on time. What time we have, you know. Yeah. Yeah, biggest issue was the shock geometry. But I might end up changing it, I might not. It depends on how lazy I feel like I want to be. Other RC news, I'm working on my Suda Racing copy build of the actual Suda car that I race in We Rock. Coming along nicely. After I'm done editing videos, I will go right back to putting all those back together. And yeah, it's going to be a good time. I hope you all enjoyed. If you did, please be sure to like and subscribe, and I will see you all in the next one.
Ooh, no, I do not like the body scratches.
Might be too steep.
It probably is for me. That was barely anything to wait. That was